What's up? Brian Tong here, and hey, we've got new info about the 15-inch MacBook Air. watchOS 10 will make big changes to the Apple Watch, this guy, and yes, some iPhone 15 Pro and iOS 17 news. But let's start with the latest news, and we've heard rumors about the 15-inch MacBook Air potentially making an appearance at WWDC 23 alongside of Apple's mixed reality headset. Well, now Bloomberg's Mark Gurman is saying that definitively we will see the new 15-inch MacBook Air at WWDC. It's expected to bring a standard M2 chip inside with multiple GPU configurations at potentially 8-core and 10-core options. Similar to last year's 13-inch MacBook Air, there are no major expected design changes other than the larger size display. You're going to get a 1080p FaceTime camera, MagSafe 3 charging port, 2 USB-C Thunderbolt ports, and a 3.5mm headphone jack. You get Touch ID, a Force trackpad, and the Magic Keyboard as well. Now, colors will reportedly still be the same with Midnight, Starlight, Space Gray, and Silver. And we've been talking a lot about hardware, but come on, dub, it's always about the software, and the biggest changes are expected to happen in watchOS 10. Now, according to Gurman, an all-new system of widgets will become a central part for interacting with the Apple Watch. And I'm curious how this will come together because the original watchOS was very focused on widgets, and that format never really took off until they redesigned it. Well, Gurman says this new interface will take cues from the Siri watch face that was first introduced in watchOS 4, but it will now be an overlay for the main screen of any Apple Watch face. So that's going to let you scroll through multiple widgets similar to iOS and iPadOS. Now, these widgets could be everything from activity tracking, weather, stocks, your calendar appointments, and more instead of just launching apps from the Apple Watch. Because for me, it's been the watch face complications that I just use to launch certain apps. I mean, I only go into the app section because I can't add any more complications on my watch face, and I have a lot of different fitness apps that I use. And I do prefer just launching what I really want from a complication on a face watch. It's right there. So a widgets overlay potentially gets us more information and less steps before we even get to the watch face. And we know Apple, they've always talked about glanceable information for years on the Apple Watch, and this makes sense. So I'm curious to see what it ends up looking like. Apple's also potentially changing the functions performed by the Apple Watch buttons, and the digital crown button could now potentially bring up the new widgets view when it's pressed instead of bouncing between the apps and the home screen. Apple Watch apps, they just really haven't caught on, and Gurman says this will be one of the biggest software updates for the Apple Watch since it came out, and the most significant change to the Apple Watch this year, since the hardware improvements are expected to be very minor. I mean, we haven't heard anything, but there hasn't been any big rumblings about a new Apple Watch Ultra or anything like that. And I also don't think they really need to do one yet. Look, they see the sales numbers, but I think making a smaller Apple Watch Ultra would actually generate more sales and interest right now instead of releasing an updated Ultra with maybe a slightly faster processor without any significant features or new sensors, unless, hey, they could fit in emergency SOS calls and the antenna into an Ultra, so you won't even need an iPhone with that model to get everything. Now, that would make it a little more compelling as an upgrade to lure in first-time buyers. I mean, maybe some people might upgrade to that. Okay, let's get back to the stories, and iOS will obviously be getting an update. Reports have ranged from it getting smaller refinements to long-requested features, and we won't know until we see it, but several new health features are expected to be a part of it, according to Bloomberg. There will be a new feature for tracking your mood, plus Apple plans to bring the Apple Health app for the first time to the iPad with a larger layout. Now, Apple's planning to introduce a new emotion tracker, according to the report, that will let you track your mood by answering questions about your day and then allow you to view the results over time. Now, in the future, the hope is that algorithms might be able to determine a user's moods through their speech patterns, what they've typed, and other data, but they're going to first start with mood tracking to help with mental health and well-being. The Health app is also expected to gain new features for managing conditions like nearsightedness, and even the rumored AR/VR headset will have health features like a calming app and meditations based on reports. So Apple is just really leaning into more health and wellness features. But let's now talk about the Health app for the iPad. Using the bigger screen real estate could really allow for better viewing of medical results like health metrics, electrocardiogram results, or lab tests from doctors and more. And next year, Another service, reportedly codenamed Quartz, that's in the works, and it will be an AI-based service that will help push people to exercise, improve their eating habits, and then take steps to improve their sleep. It's going to use data from the Apple Watch to make personalized suggestions and create coaching programs for monthly fee, but Gurman says the service could be canceled or postponed. And it would be like having a personal health trainer, and there are other services already out there that do similar things with real-life coaches, but Apple's exploring this idea. And the goal is to really improve the usefulness and popularity of the health app in more healthcare settings, with the hope that it would in turn maybe drive more iPad sales with all its use cases in medical fields. Okay, now let's hop over to other products that are coming out, because last month, 9to5Mac found images of an unreleased Beats Studio Buds in the iOS 16.4 beta update. Well, then a new listing for Beats Studio Buds Plus went up on Amazon, but has now been taken down with a new transparent colorway and more, but they can't hide it. I mean, it's the internet. They look very similar with the stemless design, but according to 9to5Mac sources and the Amazon listing, the Beats Studio Buds Plus will feature an increased 36 hours of battery life compared to 32 on the previous model, a new audio design with 3 times larger microphones and new venting to improve ear pressure, and 1.6 times better active noise cancellation, and up to 2 times improved transparency mode. So this listing, it has been taken down, but they are expected to start shipping on May 18th and will reportedly be priced at $169.95. Okay, there's always iPhone 15 Pro buzz, and now that reports have claimed that there will be no more single unified volume button, and instead 2 buttons, but yes, they'll have this action button that will stay and replace the mute switch. Well, Ian Zelbo put up a nice render based on these recent CAD designs to give you a look at what it might look like, and I will not linger on this too much because, yeah, we're talking buttons at this point, but you'll also see that the Pro Max also having a slightly larger camera bubble butt compared to the Pro, where there could be a periscope camera for an improved 5 to 6x optical zoom with all that junk in the trunk. I mean, that's where it came from. Now, a recent rumor post on Chinese website Weibo has posted some juicy tidbits on maybe what could be coming to iOS 17 with changes for the lock screen, Apple Music, and more. You know, we've heard earlier reports that Control Center will get a facelift 10 years after it was first revealed in iOS 7, and iOS 17 will potentially get lock screen font size options, a button to share custom lock screen designs that you've made with other iPhone users. Apple Music lyrics can be viewed on the lock screen with this new update, and the Apple Music app will get design changes with an even more simplified interface. App library folders can also be renamed, and the flashlight brightness can be adjusted similar to a volume slider. These are all tweaks and refinements that have been reported, not official, but I would definitely use some of them if they actually happen. And then let's wrap up here with an interesting story here that I think could help you. The New York Police Department, they want to encourage New York car owners to put an Apple AirTag in their cars to cut down on car thefts. The NYPD Chief of Department put out a tweet with a video and promoted putting an AirTag inside of it to safeguard your car. This all comes after a viral TikTok video showed how to get into Hyundai and Kia vehicles with an easy-to-do exploit. But let's just take it one more step further. And New York City Mayor Eric Adams said that the city will provide 500 AirTags to car owners for free. So it will be available to residents in the Castle Hill, Soundview, and Parkchester areas that have seen a 548% increase in stolen Hyundais and Kias. Sheesh. All right, everybody, that is going to do it for this video. If you like what you see, hey, give me that thumbs up, subs up, and hit that notification bell, ding, to get all my videos when they drop. And if you want more of that Apple goodness, you can check out my weekly Apple Bits XL audio podcast to get the latest deep dive with all these stories and new ones every week with special guests. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace and love.